Thanks, Speaker. Speaker, I had the benefit of being raised by people you would all consider salt of the earth. People that were raised poor, people that knew how to stretch a dollar if they had the chance to see one. Both my grandparents were raised during the Depression. My granddad was a college graduate on an athletic scholarship, went to the University of Illinois, came back, and finding no jobs in his field, took a job in the steel mill. He would later go on to serve in the church. They named a mountain after him at the Boy Scout camp in New Mexico. He imprinted upon us one essential quality: always give more than you take. Now today, what we're discussing, A3468, amendment to Representative Keller's HB 283, is whether or not we are going to choose, through the power of our vote, to release funding in record amounts to our social services, to our schools, and all at the same time of not raising taxes. Now, another thing my grandparents stressed upon me was the importance of education, and my family fell into that. I taught for 14 years. My mother taught for 32. My grandfather occasionally pinch hit in biology for 5, and my great-grandfather for 40 before that. My sister currently teaches in Florida. My dad was a certified teacher. This budget, untouched, without this amendment, returns record amounts of funding to our schools, exceeding even the superinflated stimulus years, which the gentleman from Lancaster so capably pointed out earlier was only temporary money. Sitting in a file in my office, I have a copy of the letter that both leaders of Senate and House sent to all 498 school districts, superintendents, informing them that this was one-time money. Do not use it for your operating budgets. Use it for capital fixes. Fix your roof, pave a parking lot, buy a new set of textbooks that you're going to get years out of. I still have that letter. Sam Smith, Joe Scarnati. Every single superintendent knew this. Whether they choose to follow it or not, it's up to them. I know a lot of them in the mid-state did. Now, Mr. Speaker, 99 days. I am greatly heartened by the gentleman from Philadelphia saying, let's care about those kids, let's get that money moving. I'm with you. But to do that, we got to take our foot off the throat. We've had 3 chances to do that. This is the third. Now, my granddad was a very elemental man. He thought of things binary, black, white, yes, no, simple, not simple. I'm going to make it simple. You got a finger, you're going to press a button. You press that green button and vote in favor of 03468 Markozik, you're voting on a pipe dream. You're voting on dragging in revenue that has not been elaborated in text or script. You're voting for, take my word for it, or you can press a red button. And you can insist upon the budget that we passed on the 30th of June, which again turns back record amounts of money to our social services. How's that for irony? Let's help them. Yeah, but to help them, you can't talk it. You got to put it up. Vote against this amendment. And we can start that discussion about returning that record amount of funding to our social services and to our schools. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Have you not seen the lineup of what goes out? We're already seeing it happen in front of our very eyes. Our rape and domestic violence centers are now borrowing money to keep operations. They don't care about derivative swaps or investments or structural deficits. They want to know, is the door going to be open if they need it open? Vote no. We can start to talk about opening the doors. You want to get real scared? School lunch funding. is coming up. And to that gentleman in Philadelphia, I don't relegate the idea. I don't feel good that my poor kids who have their lunches subsidized are going to have nothing. That's a doomsday scenario. But again, you got to take the foot off the throat. Now, we can talk about how this governor went out and smoked the former governor in an election. That's great. I just read a survey from here in the mid-state, not even where I live. His disapproval rating is over 80%. You want to tie your boat to that one? Feel free. I'm not. Everybody sees this severance tax as being the great cure of all. That's great. You probably don't know the 82 wells of Armstrong. I do. I know where most of them are. I've toured most of them. Those 82 wells help contribute $1 million a year to the school district of the city of Philadelphia. And if we take out the Act 13 money, you're going to have to wait at least a year for this severance tax to replace that $1 million. Good luck with that. You want to know what's happening because of this proposal of severance tax? The 300 drilling rigs we had here 2 years ago are now down to less than 30. The state of Ohio is doing to us exactly what we did to West Virginia. They went there first. And West Virginia said, we're going to put 5% in place. And boom, they came here. Now this uber popular governor says, we're going to tax the drillers and put it into education, but it's nowhere on paper. Nonetheless, on those threats, those guys have gone west. They don't even care about the Marcellus. They're drilling the Utica. You know what's crazy? New York's got a moratorium in place too, no drilling. Why? They're waiting for Ohio to go for severance so they can see all the rigs go there. And you know what? A couple weeks ago, Ohio's legislature told their governor, Mr. Kasich, we're not voting it. And you know what? None of the rigs left. That's kind of where we want to be. Now, what is the condition of this market of Marcellus gas? The condition is this. Pennsylvania is blessed with a geologic structure that allows us to store vast reserves of gas underground. Unfortunately, those reservoirs are full, and we can't move that gas to market because we don't have the pipelines done yet. We are estimated at 4 to 5 years before they will be. But when we can move that gas to market, which by the way is in Kentucky, then we can start opening the valves and landowners can realize those royalties. We can collect income tax. And I forget who said it earlier. To say these people don't pay taxes is ludicrous. It's turning your head to the facts. Armstrong County, because of the drilling that happened there, got 92 miles of free roads on the drillers' dimes. Who wants to walk into my townships? North Buffalo. North Buffalo got $170,000 last year. Their population is 33,012 people. You want to walk into Manor and tell them no more 150 grand? East Franklin, West Franklin, Buffalo, Winfield, Young Township, you want to talk to them? I say no. This is not a hard choice, Mr. Speaker. You know, I came into this thing, I think, with a fairly open mind. I really didn't know which way I was going to go. Okay, I'm lying. Here's the thing. We're able to put more money into our schools and social services than they've ever seen without raising taxes. Folks, governmentally, that is catching lightning in a bottle. Please vote no to the Mark Kozik Amendment. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.